Welcome to the demo on candidate management within the recruitment module of EaseWork. In this demo, we'll cover the following. We'll talk about the recruitment dashboard and the various features therein for the recruitment team. We'll discuss the candidate database, how the candidate profiles are managed, stored, retrieved, and what are the various features within that. We'll talk about the shortlisting, review, and interview process, which the recruitment team coordinates. And finally, we'll discuss the various status of a candidate and how the statuses can be managed by the recruitment team. Let us start with the recruitment dashboard. To open the dashboard, you click on the recruitment menu and then the dashboard link. On the dashboard, as you can see, you will see a status of all the openings which are assigned to you as a recruiter. So there are 10 active openings. You received 6 new applications. Out of the 10, 7 are overdue. There are about 8 candidates in the pipeline. A pipeline means the candidates from the shortlisted stage all the way to transfer to HR stage. There is one offer under approval, and you don't yet have a data on the average days to hire. All the openings which are assigned to you are visible on this dashboard. You can see there are these 10 openings assigned to you. Each column signifies a certain status in the recruitment life cycle. For example, we start from the left, which is applied. So whenever new candidate profile is received from whichever source, you will get to see that in the applied column. As a recruiter, you will then need to shortlist them if you find them suitable. Otherwise, you can add them to the database. We'll talk about that. And then you need to get the review, screening, and interview conducted. These are just 3 stages in the evaluation process. You can skip the review process, but basically the interview process is the essential stage. And you can have as many rounds of interviews as you want. After a candidate clears the interview, you can put him on hold or you can take him for the offer processing stage. Once you send an offer to the candidate, he or she can accept the offer. If he accepts, the name will move to this column. And then finally, you will transfer the record to HR. And when the candidate is updated as an employee, the status changes to joint. So on the dashboard, you can see all the candidates which are at the various stages. On the second tab, you will see data on the candidates which have been dropped out of the cycle. So, for example, here Neera Sharma is not interested. So you would send a request for an interview and she would reply not interested, and hence the status is coming as not interested. Going back to the first tab, if you see here on this job opening, technical manager, there are 3 new candidates which have applied. Just click on this link here. You will see the new candidate records. A unique status means that the record is not duplicate. You might also see a status of possible duplicate, which means that some of the fields are overlapping with some other existing record. You need to investigate further in that. You have 2 possible actions here. Either you can edit the record, which means you can take a look into the record, or you can directly shortlist the record. So let's just see how what happens. We'll just click on shortlist. So one candidate, which is Vijay, has been shortlisted. So if I close this tab now, you will see that Vijay Kumar's name has moved to the shortlisted status. If you want to schedule interviews, you can do them directly from the dashboard. You can click on schedule interviews button and you can select the job opening. And you would be able to then select a candidate which is already shortlisted in the opening and set up an interview for the candidate. So this is a quick way of scheduling interviews, which you can then have any stage, as you can see here. So for example, I'm setting up an interview for Vijay Kumar. I'm assigning it to one of the employees in the company, specifying that the interview is a face-to-face interview. I'll need to specify a date also and a time. And then I'll need to specify a template which will be used for evaluating this candidate. Once I submit this, Chandra Prakash will get a notification on the software and also an email about this forthcoming interview today, and also 5 minutes before the interview is due. As you can see, you get a reconfirmation message submitted. So this interview has been scheduled. After the dashboard, the second link in the recruitment menu is the openings. Here you would be able to see all the job openings which are assigned to you as a recruiter. You can edit and make some changes to these job openings. What all you can edit depends upon the permissions given in the setup. You can view the details of the job opening from this section. The third link is candidate. This is the candidate database. This is where all the profiles which are received by you, by the company, are stored. There are 2 tabs on this page. The first tab is the candidate database. The second tab is receipt profiles. We'll first talk about receipt profile tab. All the profiles which are received by the company from various sources are shown here. As you can see, some profiles have come from the agency, some profiles have come from the career page, and this profile has come from an employee referral. Each profile also has a status. A unique status means this is a new profile. A duplicate status would be a profile which you cannot add to the database because it is already there. You can do these following actions to this profile. Shortlist will be visible only to a profile which is applied against the job opening. So you can click on shortlist to shortlist that profile. Otherwise, you can add it to the database, which means it's a useful profile which can be used in future. You can reject, which means you will not be needing this profile. You are not looking at this profile in future. Or you can edit, click on edit button to open the candidate page and see all the details. A delete means you are deleting this record completely from the database, and hide means you are removing this profile from the view. So using these multiple actions, you can maintain the candidate receipt profile page. So let us click on shortlist and just focus on the name. It's Prashant Roy. I'm just clicking on Prashant Roy. So now it's showing candidate shortlisted. Now we'll go to the first tab. And if you just look here, Prashant Roy is the candidate number 72. So a referred profile becomes a candidate when you either add it to the database or you shortlist the person. The other way to shortlist a candidate is you click on the radio button here and you open this drop down and you have this option to assign to openings. So either you can shortlist from the dashboard or you can shortlist from this page. If you want to search the candidate database, you can click on the search button and you can search on multiple parameters. For example, you can search on functional area and you can see these are the functional areas. These can be customized as per requirement. And you can create additional filters. As you keep on adding more and more filters, your search will be more and more tighter. You can search either in the candidate database or in the receipt profiles or profiles will come to you from job boards and direct email. So all the three options are given separately. This is a useful feature for you to access old profiles which have not yet been used by you. Candidate status can be maintained from the assessment page, which you can access from the dashboard. Click on the shortlisted candidate record. You will see this page, which is candidate assessment, which will show you the candidate name and the job opening for which you are updating the record. You can send an email to the candidate for updation of profile. The email will be sent to the candidate's email ID and they will get a link to update their record. You can also ensure that all the communication to the candidate is keeping one or more than one recruiters in CC. Now you can go ahead and start by setting up the first stage is review, second stage is screening, and third stage is interview. Remember, you already shortlisted the candidate. So let's say you want to set up a review. Select the date and the time. And let's say it's a video review. Select the name of the reviewer and also the template which will be used. You can also get the video call details if you're setting up a Zoom call or something like that. Click on next. If you want to send an email to the candidate informing him, her for this particular meeting, you can click on this. You can modify the text in this meeting here and click on submit. An email will be sent to the candidate's email ID and also to the person who's going to do the review. If you look at the record now, it will be showing as a pending for review with Peter Victor. For any reason, if Peter is not able to do the review, you can come here and cancel the review meeting. Taking the example of the same candidate forward, as you can see, this candidate has been now rejected in the screening stage by the reviewer. Now, if you want to correct this status, for example, if the reviewer has rejected by mistake or you want to change this status of the candidate from rejected to an accepted status, you need to go to the recruitment section, candidate page, search the candidate name, status showing on hold. If you edit the candidate profile, on the last tab, which is the old history tab, you will see that this candidate is on hold in this web designer job, but has been rejected in the project manager job. Here you have this option to change status. Click on change status and you can change the status to any of these earlier statuses, which is shortlisted, reviewed, or screened. Screen means that the candidate has been approved on the screening stage. So now status has been changed from screen rejected to screened. If you go back to the dashboard, you can see this is a candidate now is on a screen status. The final stage is the interview stage, which like the previous stages you can set up. And after the interview is cleared, you can then take it forward for offer processing. Thanks for watching this demo.